In a world full of scary stuff and horrifying ghosts in your room, one podcast can tell you a WikiHow article on how to get the ghosts to go away. That's right. It's the Unpocket Dimension. Let me turn this ghost on. You're here to nerd out with the boys. My name's Jacob Jones, aka OM Jesus. I'm here, of course, with the other boys, minus one of the boys. But let's get to the guy next to me. That's Miguel, right there.
What's going on, guys? How are you?
How's it going, buddy?
Not too bad.
Feeling good? Ready to get spooky?
Battling the computer ghosts on my computer right now.
Yes. You know what? Maybe we should put this in the middle. This little ghost will be flying above you. He started moving his mouth a little. He's like
mad about it.
He's like, 7 hours of problems. Steven, what's up? How's it going? That's Steven over there.
Hey, man. Feeling spooky. Exercise some demons a little earlier right now.
Nice.
feel a little lighter. Have a little bit of pep in my step.
Okay, a little pep in your step.
Yeah.
Is that like Dr. Pepper pep, or is that like jalapeno pep, or is that like some sweet peps for a good old fashioned?
It's like Pepto-Bismol or pepperoni. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's having some tummy issues apparently. Hold on. Oh man, I have the perfect soundboard sample for this moment, but they won't be able to hear it, so I'll play it later.
The opportunity has passed.
It's the some person's TMI is another person's JEI. Just enough information.
Just enough.
Why are you wearing a beret, Jacob? Well, that's because yesterday I did my Resident Evil 1 stream. I played that game for the first time ever on my OM Jesus channel. It did not go so well. I was doing really bad at the game. I did 3 save files, and then I was dying, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to start over. And I started back at save file 1 and had to replay a bunch of sections. And this game is hard as fuck, but I am playing on the hard difficulty. But I just figured, I didn't have my normal hat. Well, I do have my BattleBots hat there, but just in keeping with the theme of the hat for Resident Evil, I just fucking popped it on. You know what I mean? So there you go. Stars. I'm a member of Stars this month until I beat Resident Evil 1.
Stars.
It's cool though. I'm having a good time. It is the GameCube version that is on Steam and stuff, and it's like old, so it's like I want to play it on this 4K TV here in full screen, but like it's not working because I have to play it in 1080p, and it's like, oh man, old video games, right? Like shit. They are.
And you stretch that out on a big TV, they do not look good.
No. Well, it was fine. It's just like I'm so used to the whole full screen / windowed mode thing where I can like alt tab and like fuck with the stream on the side. But it's like every time you alt tab out of a full screen application, it like fucks everything up. And so I was having them kind of fun issues, but I digress. That's some nerdiness. You are at the home of nerdy conversation. That's right. Neon Pocket Dimension, the home for the nerdiness, the home for the talk of all the things you're nerding out on. Nerdy, 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 nerdy. That's right, folks. Gage is in here, so I'm hosting. It's a different kind of energy. It's the energy from the past, I'll say. But
You're doing good.
Not bad. Yeah. Just different. You know?
No.
Just different.
That's fine.
But we're here to talk about ghosts today. It is something that you can easily nerd out on. That is 100% true. And we'll nerd out on it a little bit. And we have all of that planned ahead of us. But we do like to start with a fun segment that we have patented in our minds and eventually will trademark in our hearts. And it is called the WYBNOO. So let's hear that awesome jingle.
It's that time of the week for the nerds and the geeks. WYBNOO. What? Been nerding out. It's been a week, 7 days, and we got much to say. So take it away, no further delay.
There you go. We don't have a 3-up version of that. So I'm just going to dance, and I'm going to put the little WYBNOO flag there. It's staring, and if you listen to the song, you would have heard WYBNOO stands for What You've Been Nerding Out On this past week. As I am hosting, I will not kick this off. So who would like to go first and talk about what they've been nerding out on?
I was going to say I can go if you want. I actually wrote
Yeah.
things down.
Oh, wow.
Miguel, yes. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
right? Look at that. Let me get my notes here. 1 second.
Ooh, physical notes, folks. This is excellent.
No, it's on my phone.
Physical phone style
You
notes.
should have held up your
Incredible.
papers, like you just hold up a paper, it's like half ripped and
Alright. I wrote it on. No, it's on tissue paper.
tissue
Oh, there
paper.
you go.
yeah.
That-
I was having a Pepto Bismol moment, and I wrote.
I was gonna say you're about to like have a Bill Gates style moment.
Yeah. So okay. So off of a recommendation from I believe it was last week's WYBNOO from Jacob. I watched VHS.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
Cool.
Okay. It was okay.
Yeah.
It's very dated, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they were going for like 80s nudity just for nudity's sake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. With that first movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was just like, okay. And then the guys kind of just seemed like rapists.
Yeah,
That was a little weird.
that sounds about right. Yeah. So that movie was made in like mid to late
2012.
2013. No, like 2012.
2012, dude.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it was a
2012.
different vibe back then.
so they're like throwing back even further.
Yeah.
No,
before
I'm like,
okay.
I feel like it was like, had I not known it was 2012, it could have been like 2000.
Right.
I would have proved it.
Totally.
But I mean, overall, I think it was okay. I find it interesting. I think the best story was probably the first one.
Mm-hmm.
With the well, I mean, I don't know. Should I ruin it? Does anyone care?
We'll keep it vague. Like, is that the one with the hotels?
Yes.
Oh,
Or that
wait, no,
one,
no.
That was,
That
it was a
one's-
very rapey story too.
That's the one with the glasses. Actually.
Glasses.
Yeah, with the recording glasses.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Correct.
Because I just threw this movie
Correct.
on the other day because we had that conversation, and I was like,
Yeah.
let me rewatch VHS 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
It was
rapey.
very rapey. The first
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
And even before you get to that story, it's kind of rapey, where they're like, they got that girl in the parking garage, and they're just like pulling her shirt up and taking video.
Yeah. Obviously, they're pieces of shit.
Yeah,
Those guys.
So, but anyway, so that's probably the best one. Apparently, they made a spin-off movie where they made a full length of that first one called Siren.
Right.
Which they apparently changed the story a little bit. They're not as rapey, I think.
Uh-huh.
It's just, but I haven't seen that, so I don't know. You'd have to give me your critique of that. But
Yeah, actually, it's so funny you bring all this up because, like, I did that research where I just happened to be on the wiki and I saw that too, and I was like, oh, let me check this out. So I haven't seen it yet, but we should watch it and come back with our notes on that.
I mean, if it's available to stream on something that I have, I maybe wouldn't be opposed to doing that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like that was the most fleshed out story,
Yeah.
and the girl they got was kind of just like creepy looking. She's got big old eyes, so you just saw her there. And
Totally.
I
Yeah.
saw that. Yeah.
what you want from the trailer?
I would say my favorite story from that is the other hotel one because of how fucking creepy it is, like how unsettling it
with
is.
The second honeymoon one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was interesting too.
That one was unsettling because it's like, oh, it's so creepy. Like, we're not going to spoil it too much, but what occurs in there is like my worst nightmare is like when I'm asleep, something's happening and like I don't know anything about it, but like, I don't know.
I mean, that
It's just
also
creepy.
implies that Joy's gonna been doing stuff behind your back.
No, it's not like that. It's just the fact that like some like just not
No, I get
seeing
what
it
you're
coming.
saying.
You know what I
Like,
mean? I don't know. It's just creepy. Like,
recording you and doing shit while you're sleeping.
yeah. Like that.
Yeah, no, I get
Just that aspect of it, and like how it happens is like I don't know. I just feel like that to me is the most creepiest thing in that film. But like I do agree, VHS 1 is probably the weakest movie in the franchise. I just felt like I just enjoyed like the found footage amount. Like you know,
So is it? It's an
angle.
anthology kind of thing, like
Yes.
a bunch of
Yeah.
different vignettes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was
Okay.
watching it with Polly Pocket, and Polly Pocket goes, "What the fuck are you watching?" And then she says, Jacob likes some really weird bad movies.
yeah.
I don't know. He recommended it. It was on it's on Hulu. And I think VHS 2 is on Hulu as well. So
Yeah, so my defense for the VHS series,
there's no defense.
I'm just saying, is that first
You
movie.
do like some weird shit, dude.
No, I just said that first movie is raw, but the meta story of like how they're finding the tapes and what's happening in that house to me is interesting. But then as the movies continue to get made, like they sort of get better and then they get worse. And then once you get to the ones where Shudder's making them, they really start to get really fucking good. You know what I mean?
So it's like an anime where you have to like slog through 400 episodes. Then it really kicks up, right? Like
I would say it's closer to like what I hear your buddy Hayato tells me all the time about Friday the 13th, right? Like how, there's a lot of really bad ones, and then all of a sudden the movies start getting really good.
they all, I think, in his defense, they all have their own charm.
Yeah.
In a way, right? Like,
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I'd have to watch the rest of these VHS. I don't know how much of my time I want to devote to that.
No, I get that, but I would say
so
definitely.
we'll see.
Definitely like any of the ones like on Shudder that say VHS like 84 or like 92, whatever, you know, like whatever ones those are, like those ones are just a good solid like contained like movie.
Would you not recommend the second one?
No, I personally I like the second one because I feel like the first one was like an idea, and you're right, it does kind of feel like very amateurish, very low tech, and like very like 2000s rapey weird shit, right?
Yeah, it was very rapey.
But that second movie,
I think we've only said that word maybe 20 times.
but it's true though. It is true.
It is.
And
it really is, dude.
I forgot how much it was like that until I rewatched it like just the other night, and I was like, oh man, there's some weird shit going on. But that second movie, they got a budget, and then they started doing like some interesting ideas. It wasn't just about the gratuity. It's like, for instance, I'll just spoil one story. It's not like spoiling what happens, but a guy is biking through the woods. He has a GoPro on his head, on his helmet, and then he gets eaten by a zombie, right? And he turns into a zombie, and so now it's a zombie with a GoPro on its head, and then what happens? Like, that's an interesting concept, right? There's a lot of cool concepts like that happening in VHS, like someone taking a cool, interesting idea, and how could we film it like found footage style? So like, I recommend 2 more than 1, but I say watch all of them because I just feel like all of them are worth at least watching once. And especially because Beyond's going to come out, and I think that it's going to harken back to like, and reference all the old ones in some way, possibly. I don't know. That's just what I think. But I don't mean to take away from your WYBNOO, sir. Continue.
No, you're good. You're good. It was just like I said. It was there, and I was like, "Fuck it, let me watch it." And I was like, "Okay, all right, what did I just do?" It was like 2 hours of my life. I was actually surprised how long it was. It's like almost 2 hours.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like 90 minutes. Wow.
No, it's like almost 2 hours, I think.
Wow.
I could be wrong. I'd have to look again, but I do remember it being long. Not like I said. It's not bad. It's just it's okay.
You also don't have to like it just because I do. Just so
no.
I know you know that.
You're trying to be nice.
I know.
By any means. There's a lot of things you like that I don't like. Agree to disagree.
Visions of Mana, come on.
And I watched Uzumaki episode 1 on Sunday, which I like it. It's very much feels very condensed, obviously, because it's going to only be 4 episodes anyway. So I did kind of I like the way they animated it. It's very true to the manga. Do I think it needed to be made? No. but that the fact that it exists, it's good, fine, it exists, and it's not bad. I will say, like, I do feel like you're getting a lot of condensed. The chapters are being condensed down, right? Because like it's just a bunch of different stories. So, and I haven't read the manga in like probably like 15, 20 years at this point, but I'd have to go back to see what they cut out because obviously not everything is in from the chapter is in the book or is in the show. So, but overall, I'm excited for it. I'll finish it. 4 episodes is not a hard watch, obviously, and I was surprised it's only half hour. And what I hope that they don't do is try and make more.
No, they won't. They won't.
I don't want them to do that.
I mean, I could see them maybe trying to adapt
I think
other.
your mic is out, Jacob.
Yeah, I can't. We can't hear you.
Oh, is that? Am I better? Can you guys hear me?
There you go.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Yes. Sorry. It's. I'm not going to explain what just happened, but I knew what happened. No. So I could see them adapting like Junji Ito's other manga, but like there's just one Uzumaki. Like there's no way that they would like make more Uzumaki.
But I mean, you know how they are when it comes to money. Like I don't care who it is. Like if they can capitalize, that's why I'm hoping it's just a one and done, and we move on.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the other animated Junji Ito stuff that is on Crunchyroll. I hear it's not very good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
if you haven't seen the Uzumaki movie, you should watch that.
I have seen that. I have seen that.
Good. It's for a live action Japanese horror film. It's okay.
It's definitely fun, but like, I'm like reading the manga, and like as someone who it's all like top of mind, I'm like in it. That first episode was so fucking good. It was like the manga come to life. The thing that they did differently so far is that they're doing things out of order and they're taking chapters and putting them like making them happen at the same time, which to me I kind of like because I'm like, well, if you read the manga, it's like every chapter is one story is happening in 1 week, but it's like really if you think about it.
It could all be happening at the same time. I get that.
Sort of.
I also think that you're definitely missing things that were probably in the book.
Well,
in that chapter itself, right? Because it's a condensed version.
So, I mean, from my point of view, like each chapter really isn't that many pages. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't think they left anything out. The only thing that they did cut out that I noticed was the snail thing that's happening, and that's a spoiler. Weird.
Probably going to happen in the next episode. I figured.
So like they split up one story.
Yeah.
They took only half of one story that'll lead into the other half coming up. So yeah. But hey, I think it's great. I can't wait for more. And I know we're both enjoying it. But it remains to be seen like how much of the manga ends up in there. And I'm gonna finish reading the whole thing. So
I just hope they don't do anything that they shouldn't be doing to it. Because
I agree.
I don't know if they've already done a Tomie anime or not. But if you haven't read those books, you should read those. Those are really good too. I mean, pretty much any of his stuff.
I want to
close anything out recently or not. I haven't. It's been a while since I read manga, so. I want to collect he's got some really good stuff out. It's very, very good. But so I did that. I watched the Penguin, which is really good. If you just like a straight like a crime show, there's no Batman in it, which is good because it's about the fucking Penguin. So give that a watch. I think it's fun. Then I beat the Plucky Squire the day that I said I was going to beat it. It's very short. It's not very long. And then I started playing Hollow Knight. So,
Ooh.
Is this the first time you're playing Hollow Knight? Ooh, that's exciting. Nice.
Don't be afraid to use a guide. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
I'm just running around like a madman right now and just kind of finding things and.
Yeah, like if you like that experience, but if you get frustrated, like.
Oh no, I've gotten frustrated a couple times, and I'm not one to shy away from guides. I don't give two shits.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's obviously it's a Metroidvania, but it is also basically a Souls game, and like all Souls games are from soft games. Just use a fucking guide. like as much as you want. But you know, it's fun to just explore on your own. It's just when things get obtuse, just pull it up and take a look. You know, don't feel weird about that at all. Is my advice. But that game is so good.
I was sacred about it for a little while, and then I just got to the point where I was like, this is just makes no sense, you know. And then I'm like, how the fuck would I think to go in this small place and this thing at this point? It's like, okay, now we're getting crazy.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'm trying not to use a guide for Resident Evil 1, but we'll see how far I go, because
man. I remember the days when guides were printed. You'd buy them. They'd have artwork in them. Like, I kind of miss that sometimes, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the Prima guides or whatever that they had.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, definitely no shame.
I've never felt bad about using guides.
It's just for Resident Evil, like, I just want to have the fun of trying to discover things, or, you know, figure it out on my own until I get frustrated, you know, so we'll see how far I get. But I it's my goal to beat that game this month. So, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh, and then I was going to download Dead Space. That's right.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's,
I'll probably play that at some point soon.
so awesome. So awesome. Cool. Polly Pocket in the chat said that reminds me of Che Guevara. What? Guevara? How do I say that?
The hat. Che Guevara?
Shay? Is it Shay or Che?
Okay.
Che.
You say it. Anyway, the hat, the beret. Yes. Again, remember the beret I'm wearing because of Resident Evil. And there you go. Weirdly, doesn't Jacob's head fit a beret?
It does fit a beret.
Thanks. I guess I'm just a fucking beret guy now.
That's your identity.
Let's move on. Let's move on to Steven. What you been nerding out on, buddy?
Fucking your beret. I mean
who am I, Guile? Sonic Boom.
You want to be Guile.
Sonic Boom.
I
was thinking more that's more of a Rolento style beret.
Rolento.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
No, I don't either.
From he's in one of the fucking fighting games. Come on, guys. SNK, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Rolento Street Fighter. Yep. This guy. This guy right here.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sorry. He's from Street Fighter Alpha, and I didn't play Alpha that much. That's why I forgot. Wasn't he like fucking... wasn't he Guile's like brother or some shit?
I don't fucking follow the story of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely no Tekken. Like, Tekken has a hilarious story.
Tekken's wild.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So, anyways, I rolled credits on.
Jacob doesn't look like Rolento. I said the beret. It looked like reminded me.
I mean, put glasses on Rolento, buff me up. I look like Lorento. Sure. I guess I'd need to shave. Please talk.
Yeah,
please talk, Steven.
I was trying. As you rolled credits on Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws.
Okay.
I still have more to do in the game. I want to go back and I'll probably go back with the next DLC or whatever and just like check that out. Because I think the first one is like story revolving around like Jabba the Hutt and that kind of stuff. So I am interested to see where they take that. That was one of the more interesting parts of the plot line was when you were in Jabba's palace and things like that. I think I really enjoy the game for the setting and for the Star Wars lore stuff and for like there was a part in the story that I don't think they had to do, but they did for like fan service that I was like, okay, I guess it makes sense. Is because it's during that era, right? That we have already seen a shit ton of
member berries.
Yeah, hate
exactly.
berries.
And I'm just like, okay, we didn't have to do that, but it made sense, I guess, for what it was. They made sense, and it wasn't.
No, don't make it okay. Don't make excuses for them.
Look,
Bullshit.
it was cool to see that happen, I guess, again, because I'm just one of those people. But there was a twist I did not expect, and it coincided with the Remember Berries. And I was like, okay, this could have been cool by itself without the Remember Berries being involved. But
Probably would have been cooler.
Maybe. And whenever a game can surprise me, it usually kicks it up a little bit for me. I'm pretty good at kind of predicting plot lines for a lot of things sometimes. So just because, I've consumed so much media and stuff like that. So you can only do certain things so many times without it being formulaic. But Outlaws, if you want a cool Star Wars escapism thing, it's a good game for that. I saw somebody describe it as a shitty masterpiece. and that's probably right. There's some shitty things they could have polished over, like some old dated mechanics, right? But like the worlds and the Star Wars feeling of it all is probably a masterwork. And I just wish they had maybe another year to, like, I don't know, bring the secret sauce all together, right? Like, it probably would have done a lot better. Yeah, exactly, right. And they had to push it out, but I feel like if you gave it more time to cook, they really could have gotten something.
This is why I like buying games like a year and a half after they've been out.
So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is they're not giving up on the game. They're going back and polishing it because they're like, I'm sure maybe someone at Disney was like, bro, what's this? You can't be putting this kind of stuff out when
Well, I mean,
but also it's better for money and like fucking I know, right? Don't discount the game, right? Get it on a discount, but don't discount the game, right? It is a good game. I would say verging on great, right? So that's where I would put it. Yeah, I do love that game, and I'll probably go back. I watched Abigail, which is an interesting movie, right? It's about these people, they kidnap a little girl and they get more than they bargained for. I don't know if I could spoil any part of that. I don't want to say. I don't know, man.
Well, this just came out recently, right?
Yeah, this just came out pretty recent. It's fun. It's a fun, stupid movie, I will say, in my opinion. Like, there's a lot of parts where you're just like, oh yeah, and Giancarlo Esposito makes like 2 minutes in the movie appearance. I feel like.
Dude, he's. It's like you think he's gonna be a main character. Oh, I don't. We're sort of spoiling it, but yeah.
but it's okay, but like, hey, sorry about that. But anyways,
no, it's fine.
It's just funny what happens and how the Thing does the chase. And that was I was just laughing. I was laughing my ass off during those parts. And I'm like, I can't take this seriously. It's definitely one of those kind of movies. Just get some popcorn,
Yeah.
Laugh at how stupid the people are in the movie, and yeah. But it's worthwhile. It's a worthwhile watch, I would say.
What did you watch
on?
It's on. Isn't it on Max or something like that? Like where? However released.
I think it was Prime. Maybe it was Prime.
Prime. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
I'll give it a watch.
But it's worth a watch. I think the plot could have left something out at the end that I won't say, but like you'll understand when you watch it.
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
But
it's on Peacock.
Yeah,
I think it's on. Oh yeah, okay.
If you can rent it on like everything, but it came out on Peacock for free, part of the sub.
I mean,
yeah.
And then I watched the Deliverance. That movie was not good, I will say.
Netflix?
I did. I think it's Netflix. I did
I
not
saw that a couple weeks ago. It was fucking terrible.
like. I'm like,
Yeah, it seemed
okay. So the part where she turned into Ja Rule for a little bit, I thought was a little bit
bad.
interesting.
What?
Well, I don't want to spoil.
I'm sorry.
Start speaking in tongues, and
Oh,
because
man.
it's like it's a possession movie, right? It's a
Okay.
possession.
Yeah.
And
So I looked. So it was like when I was setting up my horror movie spreadsheet, this movie did come across my desk. Okay. And I did see that it got horrible fucking reviews, but not in a fun way, not like in a chupacabra. What did I call that? Like chupacabra storm or some shit. Like not in a dumb, horrible riff tracks way. Like just in a this is a bad movie way. So I'm just not gonna watch this one.
yeah, it's hard.
Ahead,
It's no. I want to hear what you think of it, but like.
I put it on one day on like a Saturday just to put something on, right? And I was watching it and I'm like, I ended up falling asleep. Let's put it that way. So I don't know how it ends. I don't want to know how it ends at this point. Like, it didn't intrigue me enough to want to go back and finish it.
Did you at least see that part?
I probably, I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. So there's a part, and maybe just look it up on the clip, because the lady, I swear to God, it just sounded like I was listening to like a Ja Rule song, like he was doing a rap. Because, and listen,
rap.
I mean, all power to the people who are, talking in ancient tongues or whatever. But I couldn't help but laugh. Possession movies are all. It's hard not to escape the religious aspect.
Right.
Or it's hard to escape the religious aspect, and it all goes back to the same like plot, like, oh, Jesus, let's get rid of the spirit, right?
Right.
And that's really what it was. It's like, oh, Jesus is with me and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God.
Like that's the downfall of
The
this film.
Exorcism movie where they use science to exorcise the demon.
To some degree, which not exactly, but when evil lurks, that's sort of a concept. But man, Miguel, if you have not seen When Evil Lurks, you have to watch this movie one day. I think it's a movie from Chile. It's in Spanish. Okay. It is fucking brutal and awesome and vague about the details and the way a horror film should be. But it is like, for some reason, God is dead to the world and all the churches have closed. And like, that's something that they like mention. But then there's like demons, but then the demons are like a disease. And then there's like scientists that can like exorcise the demons, but they have to use like a weird science. And then like none of them actually exist. And it's like a whole fucking thing. It's a good movie. I like it. It's good. I gave it 8 out of 10. Or 7. Might be a 7 or 8.
I gave The Deliverance probably a 4.
Yeah, oh, yikes.
4 out of 10? Wow, that's generous.
Nice.
No,
yeah.
So yeah, I've been watching a horror movie. Like, I'm trying to watch a horror movie like every day.
Fuck yeah.
With October, right?
Attaboy.
So I say horror loosely because those ones obviously are like, I don't know, they just weren't scary at any point. So it's like,
yeah.
But it's hard to scare me, so I guess that's maybe not a good barometer. Unless I'm playing a video game, then I'm fucking scared shitless for whatever reason.
I feel that.
There's only a couple of those that do that to me at this point.
5 Minute Gamer is the other thing I wanted to talk about.
Yay!
We did it over the weekend. We were back. We recorded 4 of them. Lumberjack, some weird anime game that I can't remember the name of it right now. Desynchronization or something like that.
Yeah, that was one of yours.
Yeah, it was Snakebird, which was hilarious, and then
here's us playing Lumberjack. This is the newest episode right here.
Yeah, so this is This is actually a really fun game. And that's what I love about 5 Minute Gamer is that it gives us the chance to try the things we would normally not just go to, right? And then kind of clear out our backlog in a certain way and hopefully help other people clear out their backlogs to see if all right, well, this is some goofy, stupid fun. Let's boot it up. And honestly, for a lot of games, you'd be surprised how much you can get out of just 5 minutes of playing it.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. But yeah, that was just something I wanted to kind of shout out, like on our podcast, which is something we don't do. Pick our own stuff, you know.
No, I mean, like we do like the rigmarole of like plugging whatever, but yeah, no, I mean, so it was Sam, Pizza Man Sam, who's been on a bunch of episodes and stuff, and who isn't really podcasting too much anymore, but I'm sure you'll see him around every once in a while on our content. Cool dude, but he made fun of me because I don't beat games, and Miguel makes fun of me for this too, and that's where the 5 Minute Gamer like term came from, right? Is like, oh, Jacob doesn't beat games, he plays games for 5 minutes and plays the next game, which is sort of true, but
which is definitely true, 100%.
But at the same time, it's an interesting concept, and we've developed it into this thing, and it's fun to do, because I like if you stay up with like the Epic Games thing, they give you free games every week. Amazon through your Prime membership will give you a bunch of free games every week. Games with gold used to be a thing where Xbox will give you free games. PS Plus gives you a bunch of schlock. You know what I mean? All the time. Like, so all these services are just handing you games left and right. And it's like, who actually plays all this stuff? Like, some of it's really good, of course. And those games really do give visibility and people do try them out. But like, what about all the other shit? What about the smaller stuff? What about, cheap Steam stuff? Like, there could be some good stuff out there. So we're like, let's try all these games out. Let's try them for 5 minutes and see if it's worth trying for more than 5 minutes, And I think it helps the devs get visibility, throughout this little project. And then not to mention, like, as a YouTube video, a 10-minute maximum video is a good thing to watch. You just watch us. We talk about it a little bit, get right into the game, literally set a timer for 5 minutes, stop playing, give it a rating, which is ridiculous. How could you review a game for only 5 minutes? But that's what we do.
Oh, but we do.
And that's it. We're done. We move on to the next thing. And then there's been a couple games I have gone back to since that.
Yeah.
So
I actually went back to Lumberjack is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
after doing that. Yeah.
That one seemed really fun. And I do want to play more All You Need Is Help, which is a little bit of a spoiler. Did we enjoy it? But it's more about like, you got to see that episode when we drop it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fun time. So I appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah, man, and it was a good time. Was Jacob a little bit?
Oh, I was high as fuck for those 4.
Faded out, yeah.
I just got new weed. I've been smoking it.
We did the damn thing, and it was good. It was a fun time.
Oh, that's great.
But that's it for my WYBNOO.
Cool. So I'll go through mine quickly. Let's see. First of all, the spreadsheet is coming along nicely. I haven't added a ton to it, but I have been following along. So now I'm at this point at 21 movies watched. I'm in the middle of watching the movie The Faces of Death, which, if you don't know what that is, it's self-described, at least on Hulu, as a rite of passage for any young horror fan. Especially back in the day when like VHSs were traded and stuff. It would be like a VHS that you would get from your like older brother, older cousin, and it was always touted as real, kind of like how Blair Witch was touted as real back when it came out with its marketing and stuff. We all thought it was real, right? Same kind of thing with Faces of Death, only Faces of Death is about like animals being slaughtered and humans being killed live on camera and stuff in various ways. But it's presented as it's like a documentary. It's like a guy saying, I've seen death. Let me show you all the ways I've seen death in various ways. And it goes from like the way that humans kill animals, or animals kill animals, or humans kill humans, right? So it's like really interesting, almost like Planet Earth style thing from like the late 60s, mid 70s, maybe early 70s. But then it's a horror film because none of it's real. It's all produced, obviously.
I thought some of it was real, actually.
So I'm sure some of the I mean they show like cattle being like killed, to make like beef and stuff. So like there is live animal death, which I didn't know, which again is why you shouldn't watch the movie Cannibal Holocaust. Although in this movie, because it's presented as a documentary, it's a little bit more palatable. Like watching things being murdered or killed or slaughtered isn't fun at all, right? Unless you know it's fake, like in a horror film. And I didn't know that here, but for some reason with Cannibal Holocaust, it just feels more malicious and horrifying. So like I can't recommend that. And even with this movie, I'm like, maybe don't watch this. I didn't know, but it's one of those movies on that list of like a rite of passage of like again within the description of the movie, it's a rite of passage for a young horror person in like between the 70s and the 90s to watch Faces of Death. So I was like, I'll throw it on, and like I'm watching like cows being slaughtered for beef, but then again like we eat beef, so it's like I don't know. But regardless, this movie's crazy. Going back to normal movies though, Steven, you said bad movies. I would give it a 4. Let me give you my 2 twos. Okay, I have two 2 out of 10s on my list here. That's Hellhole, which is a Shudder original. Fucking, this is what I wrote. This movie fucking sucks ass. It's not a 1 because 5% of it is enjoyable, which is true. I laughed at least twice, so... And then of course the other 2 on my list is the Spirit of Halloween movie. I said what a waste of time. Watches like a bad Hallmark special but has Christopher Lloyd's voice at least, which is also kind of sad because he's getting really old, but it's Christopher Lloyd, so I'll give it to him. But the highest score on my list, and of course this was a rewatch, was The Exorcist. Another great film, classic, 9 out of 10. It is a timeless classic, but it's also, of course, a possession movie. But in that movie, it's just very like, there's Catholic stuff going on, but the Catholic priest isn't like overly like religious. He's kind of against religion, sort of. And it's, I don't know. I just feel like The Exorcist is just better in that way. Whereas like
they did it better, right?
Yeah.
They weren't just heavy-handed with it. I feel like most of them do.
Yeah. But I still stick by The Exorcist as just being like, it really holds up. It's really fucked up and crazy. And the story around the production of that film is insane. But I also watched Madman, which is like rough. Chopping Mall, which I loved. I love Chopping Mall. Even though I give it a 5 out of 10, it's dumb
like
fun.
Chopping Mall?
Chopping Mall, yes. Yeah, it's a bad 80s movie about, the whole movie takes place in a mall, right? Okay. The mall hires robots as its security force to take down robbers at night, right? There's an electrical storm. Some of the people who work at the mall stay overnight because they're going to have a party, and the electrical storm...
Of course they are.
Of course. The electrical storm turns the robots into murderers, and they all get murdered one by one by these R2-D2 style robots, and it's so fun.
Okay, that's kind of fun.
Fucking ridiculous. But I will say, like, one of the best movies I've seen recently, everyone said to watch this. Another movie in Spanish is Rec, R-E-C, like record. It's another found footage film. I don't want to spoil what it's about because it wasn't spoiled to me. I didn't know what I was walking into, and I was pleasantly surprised what the subject matter was. I really look forward to more people watching that. So definitely check out Rec. It is on Tubi right now, which is 100% free. You can watch it. It was nowhere. It was nowhere a couple months ago, and then I got to watch it for free. I thought I had to rent it. And that's kind of happening. The same with Friday the 13th. Like, all of those were on Peacock, and now they're all on Shudder out of nowhere as of October 1st. So looking forward to the month. But yeah, I have a lot more movies to watch. Let's see what else I have on my list here. There's a run of show. Oh yeah, I talked about all this stuff. Oh, and then I'm also watching Castlevania. I watched the first 2 seasons. I'm on season 3 now, finally watching stuff I haven't seen, and it's so good. It's just good. The cast is just excellent. A lot of great British people on that show. Oh, and then I forgot to fucking show the pictures. I'll put them up on Instagram and post them all over Twitter and stuff. But I got the Callisto Protocol for free the other day.
Oh.
But not just that, it was the full ass collector's edition. Isn't that crazy?
Really?
Yeah. Fucking nuts, dude. So we went to watch my goddaughter run because she's doing track and field. And then Joy had to get her nails done. Right. And we're on that side of town. So I just like bummed a ride for my buddy, used to be in the show, of course, Kevin. And because Lucy's a daughter. So we're on their side of town. I'm like, oh, let's just go do something. So we decided to go to Retro City Games, which I went to with my buddy Justin, who is shout outs to Justin, Joe Bob, all that fun shit. He knows what I'm talking about. We went to this place called Retro City Games in Henderson, which again, I've been there with Justin. The day that we showed up, they were doing like hand out a free game day, like literally. So like everyone who walked in the door could get in a line, and they say, what platform do you want? And it's like PlayStation 1 through 5, Xbox regular through Series X, Nintendo, like NES through Switch, right? Like every console. They're like, you just pick one and we'll hand you a game. So of course I was like, PS5, why the fuck not? Let's go big with it, because I have a PS5 with the disc drive, unlike the Pro models. And so I was like, PS5 game. And they're like, Callisto Protocol. They hand it to me, and then it has this sticker on it that says, you could sort of see it in the picture, right? Oh, it's the chroma keys kind of cutting it off. But in the picture it said, oh, let us know, we have extra shit. And dude, they handed me the fucking whole collector's edition, which had this big ass statue in it. It had a sketchbook.
Oh, shit.
It had the what is it? The metal case thing for the disc, as well as pins. It was crazy. All for free, just because I walked in there. So of course I bought something. I got a $20 Kirby plush. I don't have it. It's downstairs, but it's the one where he sucks up the cutter.
Oh, nice.
Fucking tight. Hell yeah, guys. Well, that's it for our WYBNOO. I know we were WYBNOOing a lot today. But it was fun because we were having fun. All right. I have a lot of ghost shit to get to, so let's get to that. And while we do that, live people, you're out there. I see you out there. You're gonna get my Halloween playlist, so enjoy that. And if you do watch live, you could probably hear spooky ass music in the background all month. We're going to do spooky content all month. That's right. Sweet. Okay, so let's get into it. Guys, first of all, today's about ghosts, hauntings, haunted locations. I did say seances earlier, but like when we were planning it. But that's just if you guys had any seance information to bring to the table. So first things first. Do you guys have any personal stories about ghosts or hauntings? I mean, like from your parents or you. Like, have you seen a ghost?
I think I've seen a ghost. Right, that's what I'll say.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I was in, it was in middle school at the time, and I was living in the basement of my parents' house at the time, and of course, basements,
That's creepy.
What? What's Miguel's laughing over there?
I was living in the basement. Don't ask questions. It's fine.
God damn it.
Totally normal.
It's totally normal.
Also, chained up, but let's not talk about that. Let's get to the ghost.
Right? So, it's one of those situations where it's like, okay, you wake up at fucking 3 a.m., right? And you're like, why the fuck am I awake? And I look at the edge of my bed, and I think I see some like distortion moving around, and I'm like, just rub my eyes, right? I rub my eyes, right, and I'm like, nah, it's whatever. And then it's like this lady in white dress appears.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Whoa.
this lady in a white dress appears, and I'm like, fuck no, I'm going back to sleep. So I pull the blanket over my head like any teenager would do, right?
Wow.
It's fine. And I of course, pull it down again. They get closer. I pull it back up, pull it back down. They get closer. It's like a fucking movie, right? And I'm like, no. But interestingly enough, so all the way in basically until like they were like right here up on me, right? Or I felt pressure, and I don't know if this is like obviously it's maybe a dream. I don't know, bro. But what makes it creepier was so eventually I fucking shot up, right? Because I panicked, right? Fight or flight kind of thing. Turned on the light, of course, not there, right? But the next morning, my fucking brother comes up to me and he's like, bro, last night I saw somebody go into your room.
What the fuck?
I'm not kidding. He said, I saw a lady in white go into your room, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm done.
Oh no.
It didn't happen again. Nothing. And I'm like, okay, so either he was playing a prank on me, or like, or some maybe some real shit went down. I don't know.
But sure how wasn't the lady in white?
Right. Exactly. Right. The build was not of my brother's, what I was saying.
Bro, I am scared. I'm scared right now.
That was so that was like the closest I've come to like actually believing a ghost or thing, right? Like it's like, oh shit, okay. But yeah, that was probably my spookiest one. And what's creepier is when I was so later on when I was like 21-ish, 20, I was talking to my friend, and then like we're talking about ghost stories too, and he starts talking about his, and like starts sounding a lot like mine, and I'm like, all right, but what do they look like, right? And describes it fucking beat for beat exactly what I saw, and I'm like, no. I'm like, okay, so this is just I'm just losing my mind. That's what's happening. And we look it up, and it's like I don't know, is it like La Llorona kind of style?
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that kind of was what we saw, right? We're just kids looking on the internet. We don't really know what we're looking for at the point. But that's kind of what we brought up, and we're like, oh yeah, it kind of looks like that, but not really, Yeah, so she had like hollowed out eyes and like fucking like no eyes, just darkness here, and then fucking white hair and white. Yeah,
I don't like
it's
it.
giving me like goosies just thinking about it.
No me gusta.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was bad news. But it didn't happen again, and so I just thought it was strange. That's my ghost story. That's mine.
That's a good one. I think I've told this one before, but I do remember it may have been a dream, but I do remember this one time being a kid, and I'm at my grandparents' house, and straight up like I wake up in the middle of the night, and then there's like a night ghost in their living room, and he's like, he's like wearing like full armor, and he has like the chainmail helmet, and he's just like trying to talk to me, and I was like, fuck you, I'm out. I just ran away. But it could have just been because I watched Indiana Jones 3, and it was like just that same like guardian of the Holy Grail. Then it was a dream, so I just don't really know.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at. Miguel, what about you?
I don't have one really, to be honest with you. I
mean,
you
you don't?
Like ghost stories? No, I've had bad nightmares, but no ghosts. At least not that I can remember.
Nice.
Well, you are I guess you're lucky. I don't know. What the...
Yeah, it's good. That's a good thing. Just want to make sure you have this creepy like background going.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks to that
Patreon, huh?
website. Yeah.
Hey.
Your Patreon?
Relaxing state of nature, relaxing sounds of nature on YouTube. Thank you. We're just plugged their Patreon because they're gonna have this in the background. Good shit. Thank you for letting us know that. That's the thing. Like when it comes to hauntings and stuff, a lot of people have stories, dude. So many fucking people have stories. I do remember talking to Mochi Squeeze's like family about their hauntings, and like when her mom and her aunt were kids, they lived in the Philippines, and they all lived in this house with a bunch of like cousins and sisters and shit. And they said that they saw some crazy stuff, man, like all the time. Like they remember seeing like they slept in one bed, and they would all like there's just a bunch of kids in one bed, and like when one would have to get up to go to the bathroom, they would bring a bunch of them to go to the bathroom. So like one time, I can't remember if it was Joy's mom or aunt, like she got up to go to the bathroom, and then there was like a ghost standing in the doorway. So they said fuck that, and they went back to bed, and they were like hella scared. And like that house they lived in was just full of ghosts, and apparently there's a lot of ghosts in the Philippines. So I would love to hear more about that from other Filipinos or people who have been in the Philippines or lived in the Philippines. Like, let me know what kind of crazy ghost stories you got for us. But I'm saying in general, like there's a lot of ghosts everywhere. Like it doesn't matter where you are. I just don't know how many ghosts are in Vegas. And that's kind of the one thing about it, right? Like I know there is some ghost activity apparently reported. There are some like haunted locations. Some hotels are haunted here, like the Flamingo and like Bally's, or which I don't even think isn't Bally's another casino now? Miguel?
Horseshoe.
Which one is it now? What is it called
Horseshoe.
now? Yeah. Horseshoe. So yeah, I mean, and then of course there's like the mob and a lot of like deaths and stuff and whatever. So I don't know. There could be ghosts here, but it just feels like more ancient places with a lot more like people and history seem to like be haunted more often than others. And Utah's one of those places, for sure.
Yep.
And so is Nevada for that matter. It's just like specifically Vegas itself
Too
is like
densely populated, maybe. I wonder, like,
well,
if it's like if you're thinking about it like in a way of like maybe you don't want the attention, you're a ghost. Like I don't know.
no, I mean I think it's less about that and more of just time and souls and death. And you know what I mean? Like I bet Vegas will be more haunted in about 200 years. You know what I mean? Like, right?
Not old enough yet.
Maybe
Yeah.
100 years or something. But I'm just saying when it comes to like, it just seems like places with longer history of humans being there seem to be more haunted. Like personally, that's what I view.
I almost feel like it's like at that point, like maybe it's more haunted because it's older.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, in the sense, like people equate it being haunted because it's an older place,
Right.
right?
Yeah, it could
Like,
there could just be more sounds coming from it because it's older and the infrastructure is creakier, right? Like it's as simple as
Or
that.
they say
scientifically.
stuff about copper pipes leading to like people having hallucinations, like you know what I'm saying, like
totally.
old. Yeah. So
No, absolutely. I mean,
I thought copper was safe.
no, it's not. It's more
it's,
lead. He's talking about
it
lead.
puts
Lead pipes.
lead and
Lead.
is put off like EM,
yeah, Lead pipes.
it
are
makes
dangerous.
EMFs go crazy. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, so back in the day, like people were definitely exposed to more like lead and uranium paints and shit. So of course, like smoke and stuff, right? So like obviously older generations
Why
had
there
it
was
harder.
that spat of serial killers in like the 70s before they made unleaded gasoline.
Yeah, right, exactly. So like you're right to equate like people's development being stunted or like, our biology being affected by the way we act and what we do by that kind of stuff. But I think like, like I just feel like the older a place is and the more history and the more human beings have been there, the more energy that's in a place because human beings have, gone there and been there longer. I feel like there's more of a chance of there being haunted stuff. But that's not, and this isn't the topic, but that's not to mention places that are more remote that do see a lot more paranormal shit, right? Like Bigfoot, or even with Native Americans and their beliefs, like skinwalkers, or like stuff that we don't even understand, even in these Americas. It's such a big land. So much weird shit happens in the wild, and like people can't explain it. I mean, there's just paranormal shit happening all over the place. But when it comes to like spirits and ghosts, those seem to be more centered around like human beings in some way. Like it just seems that way, right? But like, nobody can really define any of that because it's all theoretical. It's all just feelings. It's all people's experiences.
There's some sort of moose ghost running around, haunting the woods.
There could be.
Right.
There could be.
Or like a cat or dog ghost somewhere, just nudging the bull along, waiting for food.
Yeah,
right.
That hamster you had when you were 8, he's haunting you.
It's you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, animal hauntings would be definitely a fun topic to get into one day. For sure, absolutely. Okay, so yeah, just a little introduction into our conversation. That's a good way to start. But getting into the next little portion, I wanted to quickly talk about this fun bit. I want to do a little how-to. I prepared a lot. We don't have to do it all, obviously. These are the things I wanted us to definitely cover. So we'll start with this. How to tell if your house is haunted. All right.
Okay.
Signs. Just 6, huh?
16.
Yeah,
16 is a little cut off.
6 sign for the 6 senses.
It was slightly cut off.
Ooh, what a twist. 16.
What a twist. 6. Okay, so thank you, Gaia.com. I did some Googling, and this seemed like the most fun one to go through. So, how to tell if your house is haunted. So, hey, you think that you got a haunted house? You kind of scared out there? You got a ghost, you're hearing some stuff, whatever. Let's see what these signs are. By the way, there's a lot of fucking real estate articles written by real estate companies, no joke, that are this exact topic, which is fucking hilarious to me. Whereas it's like, okay, look, we want to sell you a house, okay? Don't worry if it's haunted, but if it is, the real estate people will tell you how to deal with a haunted house because we want to sell you that house.
We're going to sell it regardless.
Oh, they will. But I just found it really funny that there's that correlation of haunted house articles written by real estate people. It's just so fucking funny. But this was not one of those, so that's why I picked it. It's another one of those reasons.
Okay.
Because the other ones I read were like dumb, but this one is, I'm like, I want a list. Give me a list, So okay, common signs of a haunted house. If you notice these early warning signs, and someone else or something else could be occupying your homes. All right, so here we go. Unexplained noises. These strange noises can include footsteps, knocking, banging, scratching, or something being dropped. These noises can be subtle, and at other times they can be quite loud. Okay, so that is 100% correct. Every haunting I've ever heard of has always had unexplained noises, in particular the knocks.
I wonder if all these people who are haunted and have had unexplained noises just had cats. I just equate unexplained noises to the cats.
That might be the best way to deal with the ghosts. Just have a cat and be like, nah, it was a cat.
Yeah,
like every time. I don't see the cat. Is she upstairs? Probably.
Yeah, she's fine. It's fine.
Purring right next to you. It's the cat.
but definitely like unexplained thuds from upstairs is always like unnerving. Like the thing with where we live, like where I live, Steven, it's very compact, right? So like the houses are right next to each other, and like not to mention like the vent that goes from right above my oven goes right outside, and so like stuff happening outside I hear from my kitchen because it's it's coming through the vent, like the sound, and then like my fridge is making sounds, but then I'm also hearing stuff from upstairs, but it could be coming from outside, you know what I mean? So like I just let it go, right? I just let it go. But
right.
If you're in the middle of the fucking woods, right? You live and you're in somewhere and your house is not by any neighbors for like miles, this is where it's time to get scared. But definitely the knocks. Like the knocks are a big thing. Like the thud, thud, right? Those kind of sounds. Scary, right? Doors, cabinets, and cupboards opening and closing.
Yeah.
So
The cats strike again.
man, he's really onto something here.
Yeah.
So you won't see the cabinets and the doors and stuff open. You'll just find them open or closed, right?
Or closed, or you'll hear them bang. I've heard that too.
Yeah,
But again, for me, it's always been the cats.
yeah. Those cats are really
Or
getting
my
into
dog.
trouble. Yeah,
Back
true.
in the day, the dog used to open the cabinets all the time.
That's kind of funny. Okay, the next one is lights turning off and on. Could just be your light bulb.
Nosferatu.
Could just be, well, it could be a Nosferatu. That is true. Could be that your light bulb's going out. Check that first before you confirm it's a ghost, okay? Because that's happening downstairs.
They should have prefaced this list with like, if you saged your house and like holy watered it and did whatever, and then they're happening, okay, then you have a problem.
See, you're sort of skipping ahead. You're skipping ahead to the WikiHow article, Miguel. That's what you do after you know you have a ghost. But
Shit. Okay.
You do
Right.
it before, so you don't have a ghost.
you're also right. You're also correct. Of course you are. Next up, items disappearing and reappearing. Okay. It's also called
Doppler effect.
the Doppler effect. DOP, disappearing object phenomenon.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Huh.
See, this is a thing that husbands will say to their wives, like, it just disappeared. I don't know how I couldn't find the salt, when really the salt was just there and you just didn't look.
And then the wife walks 2 steps, points it right out. And you're
Right
like, fuck.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it just reappeared.
Whoa.
So this one is more, bullshit. 5, unexplained shadowy figures. Okay, this goes back to your experience, Steven, right? So it was a woman in white, but typically it's a guy, like a man figure, tall, full shadow, can't see features at all, just full black, like shadow guy, right? Sometimes we'll have a top hat on, but same kind of thing. We'll come into your room and then push on your chest and you can't move. It's because usually you're having sleep paralysis, right? But unexplained shadowy figures, that's fucking scary. None of us have seen that, right? Never seen that?
I've seen
I think I have
shadows,
had
but not
paralysis,
like.
though.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say, Miguel?
I said I have not had a shadowy figure, but I feel like I have had sleep paralysis.
Oh,
But I didn't see anything. I just couldn't move.
that's interesting.
Fuck.
So you start like freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So typically when you have sleep paralysis, you get the chemicals in your brain. Fuck, what's it called again? That drug that people do. Oh my god. Anyway, your brain is sending dream chemicals into your system, right? And so you hallucinate while you're usually when you're having sleep paralysis. So then people will see, because they can't move, they'll see like fucked up shit. That's how it's at least been scientifically explained.
Yeah,
But-
it'll be like demons sitting on their chest or like a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the shadowy figure.
Cherry said she has had that the shadowy figures.
Oh, that's interesting. Cherry, you're going to have to tell us that story. Maybe we can read it on the next episode or something.
Like, were you awake?
Mm.
Oh,
I'd
there we
like to know. Just put in the chat.
Yeah, you can put it in the chat, but when it comes I find sleep paralysis very fascinating because everyone has the same kind of hallucination. So it's like there's something to that. Cherry's in the chat says I lived in a haunted apartment and yes, I was fully awake.
Oh,
See,
fully awake.
Oh.
Okay.
that's
Okay.
fucked.
See? That's,
Cool. Okay, so let's
this WikiHow could have helped when we get there.
Right.
we'll get there. We'll get there. Cherry, let us know how many of these points you can check off on your checklist for that haunted apartment. Let's continue. Strange animal behavior. Dogs will sometimes bark at something unseen, cower without reason, or refuse to enter a room they normally do, while cats seem to be watching something move about the room. Animals do have sharper senses than humans, and many researchers feel their psychic abilities are allowing them to notice this behavior quicker and better. Who else thinks that that's true?
I mean, this is what I'll say having cats. Every cat I've had in this house since I've been in it has always looked up at the stairs randomly and just kind of stared.
That's
But
fucked up.
Oh,
it's
okay.
fine.
Jesus.
I just feel like they hear something or they're being weird or
Yeah.
I don't know about it. It's like, oh, the cat's being weird. And then people have joked like, oh, you have ghosts. It's like, it's fine. They leave me alone. We're living here together. It's totally fine.
Yeah. It's
Cohabitating.
coexist, like that bumper sticker. So I mean, just to be rational, dogs can hear very fucking well. They can smell very well, right? Like cats the same. I even feel like the way they perceive the world, like they don't see the same world we do, you know?
Oh, yeah.
At all. Like their eyes are taking in different visual information. Like that's the way I see it. And then same goes with all their senses. So the rational side of me says, dude, Arya's barking at nothing because she hears a fucking dog outside I can't hear, because she can hear really well and I can't. You know, simple as that. But there are times when it's just like, there's nothing, dude. It's middle of the night and she jumps off of me and starts barking, and that's weird. And there were times with the cat where she'd just be like, or like attack the wall for no reason. I'm like, maybe they are perceiving like the unknown, like paranormal things, and we just don't know. You know, what if we're all covered in like weird little creatures? You know what I mean?
Technically are covered in weird little creatures.
That is true.
Called bacteria.
That's correct. Thank you, Galileo. Let's move on. And then, of course, I don't even know if that's like apt. We'll read what Cherry's writing in the chat in just a second here, because it's some juicy stuff. 7, feelings of being watched. I just wanted to talk about this one quickly. Many people tend to get the feeling of being watched throughout the day, but if the feeling is consistently occurring in a specific part of the house at a particular time, it may be attributed to supernatural forces. So,
or you need curtains.
Yeah.
Dog doesn't look into the windows anymore.
Good.
I do think there's something to that. Like if you, sometimes you can feel eyes on you that are on you, right? Like eyes. When somebody's looking at you, like somebody's staring at you, I've felt that before. And I look over and somebody's staring at me. Sure as shit, right?
It does happen.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, so that is true, but if you look around, there's nothing, and you're feeling that, like, yeah, that's creepy. I've definitely felt that at places and stuff, and that always creeps me out. But is it because I smoked a bunch of weed and I'm feeling paranoid? Probably.
Possible.
Probably.
I was gonna say I have felt weird. One of my bigger fears in life is being videotaped, like at a hotel or a motel or.
Oh yeah.
Right, because people do that. That is a proven thing.
No, you're right. I mean, being the B&B, what's it called? The B&B, Airbnb.
Yeah.
There's been cases of that. For sure.
So like, I think there was a documentary about the guy. He ran a motel, and he built like this elaborate system in the attic, and he would peep on everybody that was renting rooms. It's called The Voyeur. I think it was on Netflix a long time ago. It was pretty interesting and kind of creepy as shit.
See, that is creepy.
That's always been one of my like things that's a little bit unsettling being watched like that. But anyway, moving on. I digress. I'm sorry.
No, this is all part of it, man. This is all part of the conversation for sure. Because like a ghost is like everyone rationalizing like weird feelings into one bucket, right? When you're not really like, what if it is squatters? Right, I forget what movie it was or whatever, but like, there, you know what I'm talking about?
I See You or See Me Now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
where it's like, it's like it's a sport where they like infiltrate people's homes and live there as long as they can without people finding out. Right.
Exactly.
That is like, I'm afraid of that. I'm like, is there some motherfuckers in my ceiling right now? listening to
I
everything
always-
I'm saying. And when I go to sleep, they wake up and they steal my food. Sons of bitches.
Or yeah,
I'm-
they
I'm
hide my
afraid of
fucking
people.
socks.
Yeah, they steal your socks. Just the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the one.
Just the one.
But I mean, a ghost is that supernatural thing where you could be like, well, I'm not going to think about the real world horrors, right? But I mean, there's also something to it, I think. I mean, I think ghosts are real to some degree. I don't know if they're exactly what we think they are, but, I think it's always something different, and I don't know. But it's important to also mention the real world situations that are also happening that you need to watch out for hearing this stuff. So let's read what Cherry was saying. So I asked her earlier how many things did she check off. She said 5 out of 7. So that's a lot. She said my cat went feral and attacked my mom and daughter. That's crazy.
Oh,
And let's read this paragraph. She said the biggest ghost situation was her daughter was 2 years old and full out refused to be in her room at night and always talked about a baby in her room. And all her toys would go off in the middle of the night, even while they were switched off or had batteries removed. No,
Okay, that's
fucking
creepy.
thank you. Fuck that.
Was this in the haunted apartment, or was this like not in the
I'm
haunted apartment?
guessing. I'm guessing it would.
Probably not the apartment that's haunted.
Yeah. Let's not give her any ideas.
I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but that's generally how it works.
Maybe Cherry's psychic and she's like, I don't know, contacting. Maybe her baby is a mutant like from the X-Men,
That's
like
possible.
Steven Shirt.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
evolved. Your
exactly.
baby has evolved.
Don't give her
Cherry.
any idea.
Your baby is evolved.
Don't give her any ideas. Says maybe your baby's a mutant.
No, not in a bad way. Oh, there's more. Doors randomly locked
shit.
on us. Fuses had to constantly be replaced, and we would always have the sensations of being watched. My building was old as fuck and built with cement and bricks, but there were lots of sounds, and I would find half-dead wasps all over our apartment. Fuck wasps, by the way. But we could never find where they were coming from. We didn't have vents because it was boiler heating. We were never injured by anything spiritual, but when the cat was spooked, we had to go to hospital and get it looked at. Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, people are having problems out there. Psychic problems. Let's move on. Stronger signs of a haunted home. Remember there were 16. We'll go through these even quicker. A mild psychokinetic phenomena. Actually seeing a door open or close, flickering light bulb, or a child's toy turn on by itself. Boom. Cherry saw
And
that.
there she goes.
There she goes. As far as my oldest son, as soon as we moved, she never once complained about any baby in her room. Okay, so maybe that place was haunted. Number 9, feelings of being touched.
So,
Yeah, don't like that.
Ugh.
Miguel
stranger.
wants him. You want that Dan Aykroyd experience, dude, from Ghostbusters 1? Where he gets the ghost blowjob. Oh, that's a classic. No, I've heard people like wake up like from like a ghost nightmare with scratches on their body, which is like scary as fuck. 10, strange sounds. Voices, whispering, crying, or even music from an unknown source. Now, I've never heard of this actually happening.
I haven't had that problem.
I've never. He was here at this place, but it wasn't in the house. It was outside the house, right? And this could have been anything, but it was like fucking 10 at night, taking the trash out. Of course, my senses could be, on edge. I hear whispering like, and I'm just like, no. And so I go back and I look out to see what the fuck. And it's just a black cat just chilling from around that area where I was hearing stuff, right?
Whoa.
And I'm like, all right, maybe I'm just crazy right now. Just a little paranoid. But yeah, I forgot about that one. That's
Trippy, dude. That's crazy. I wonder, like, because they do say that cats are like guardians of the underworld. So I wonder, and everyone is superstitious about black cats, even though we know a black cat is just a cat that's black. You know, it's nice.
If anything, it's orange cats that are devil cats.
That's true. What'd you say, Miguel?
Depends on the orange cat, and then it just depends on the cat. Let's put it that way.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
The demon cat at my house is a Siamese, so there he is. He's a demon.
Notable temperature changes. This is one that is legit. Specifically, dropping. Like, so if you feel like you have a ghost, get one of those laser, temperature gauges. Walk around the house, man. See what spots are really like randomly way colder, like 20 degrees Fahrenheit colder than other parts of your house. That's where the fucking ghost is, man. Just so you know. Unusual smells. A fragrance of perfume or cologne that does not exist in your house. This phenomenon may be accompanied by shadows, voices, or psychokinetic phenomena. Specifically, I've heard this a lot. Ghosts that smell, or spirits smell of cigar smoke sometimes. Like, I've heard this. Like, where they're like, oh, there's a weird shadow guy. Or like, I smelled like cigar smoke in our basement all the time for no reason. And then they later find out some like old grandpa lived there that smoked cigars, and that's fucking weird. And then of course, if it's demonic, you might smell like brimstone or even like decay. I've heard. But again, this is all hypothetical and it's all word of mouth. And then finally, powerful signs of a paranormal presence.
Ooh.
Severe psychokinetic phenomena. So now this is more like poltergeists, right? Which are very rare, but that is where like shit will like fly through the air at you, like Legos being hurled at you from across the room out of nowhere, right? That is really happened. Like, look up the Enfield haunting, the details of it. You could, it could have been a hoax, that some things were hoaxed, but that's some shit that happened. Is like Legos would just be launched across the room. Physical assault. The ghost is hurting you, pushing you. I've heard this at, what's that city in Scotland, Miguel?
Edinburgh.
In Edinburgh, there's that one place where there's like the nun in the courtyard, and then there's this like turret, like tower, where they say if you reach your hand in there, a ghost might grab you. People have done that, and like ghosts have grabbed or pushed them. Stuff like that. I also heard of like a bank that was converted from like a asylum or something, and like one of the like rooms underneath the vault was like really fucking haunted, and someone who went in there was like scratched by a ghost or something. I've heard a lot of crazy stories. This stuff happens apparently, according to what people say. 15. Other physical evidence. Handprints, footprints, weird marks on the wall. And then finally 16, apparitions or ghostly figures. So this would be what Steven described, an actual lady in white, and his brother corroborating with seeing the woman in white walk into his room. So there you go. You see any of this shit, you're probably haunted. My house is haunted. Now what? That's what it says.
No.
So, if you're going to do seances and Ouija boards, be very careful. All right. Read the fucking instructions or get an experienced person. But always remember, if you are going to mess with a Ouija board, you always have to say goodbye at the end of it. Okay. There's a little spot on your Ouija board that says goodbye. Don't forget. She didn't do that in The Exorcist. And she became possessed. So watch out for that shit. Even though
and they were just selling those things to children as games.
They still are. Still to this day.
Yeah, they still. It is still in the board game section in a lot of places.
I was about to say, even though it is sold by like Hasbro and
That's
it's all
the point.
bullshit, but still, just in case it's not bullshit. Let's pull up the next thing here. The WikiHow, of course. So what do we do if there is a ghost? Let's read what Cherry's been saying. I also have lots of photos that were taken in my former apartment that has supposed orbs. I don't know about that. Okay, send them over. We'll do an orb investigation. I didn't do anything. We would still be living there because I just got used to it. The only reason I moved is the owner wanted to sell it as condos. You know, it's probably better that you left. Probably better.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably better.
Let's look at the WikiHow, guys. All right, so what do we do? How to get rid of a ghost in your house and signs your house is haunted. Now we're gonna do this. All right, how to get.
I love the animation.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, it kind of looked like they're about to smoke a blunt.
That's Sage.
So here, let me grab.
I know what it is. Yeah,
Sage, Steven.
I understand, but like, could you get high?
So we have a kit here, right? It's sage in like a shell. Apparently the shell helps for something. Mochi Squeeze, if you're watching, help me here. I know you got the shell for some reason. But get you one of these, burn it. All right, you got to cleanse it. Open your windows, let in some fresh air, sunlight, burn lavender, sage. Usually you'll find the sage. You can even find this on Amazon, I think. It gives your house a lively scent. Deep cleaning your house can exorcise any paranormal energies lurking there. So don't be a hoarder because you might have ghosts inside of your McDonald's wrappers. She looks baked, is what Cherry said.
Yeah.
Yes, she does look like.
Yeah, big time. A clean, fresh-smelling house is also a major mood booster. See, so part of it's internal. I feel like with all this mystical shit. Light white candles anywhere. You sense paranormal activities will help fight any negative energies. So stock up on some white candles, I guess. Or you can just get candles from wherever. Just something smells good. You know, make your house smell great. Candles are great. You guys like candles?
Clean the house.
I like candle warmers. Yeah, I like the wax warmers and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
those are
dude.
good.
What's your favorite smell from like any candle? Like, what was it called?
It's like ocean water or something like that. It was
Nice.
ocean waves, I think. So it smelled good. So
I can't remember. I like this. I had this like pumpkin waffles one that was pretty good. You got candles?
I do have candles. I have some vanilla ones that are they're sugar.
Yeah, vanilla's good.
Something.
Vanilla works.
I generally like linen, fresh linen or whatever.
Ooh,
yeah.
Something that's
Yeah,
not
that's good.
too powerful. Like when you start getting into those like Yankee Candle and gets a little overbearing, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, I'm not into that either. Yeah.
Yeah, Joy likes to
Fresh
get the,
smells. Yeah.
Joy likes to go to get the Bath and Body Works ones, and they have some good scents there for sure. We have like the wall plug-in ones that are great too. Protect your space. Once you've banished your ghost and cleanse your home of any negative vibes by, of course, cleaning and lighting smelly candles, it's important to set up a spiritual barrier to prevent any new paranormal entities from entering. You can protect your space with specific stones, but if you got to order them online, you can get a jump start on shielding your house using plain old table salt. So like the White Witch in Hocus Pocus, get the table salt and do this.
Yep.
Well, I don't know about that. I think you're supposed to like walk around the perimeter of the property and
just
draw a line of salt.
I was just making a
so they have to
Hocus
sit
Pocus,
and
right?
pick up the salt.
I was just they can't touch it. I was just making a
No, they
Hocus
can't.
Pocus.
I hope holy water's on
reference.
this list because
Probably. Create a ring of salt around your house. Set howlite and tourmaline around your house to protect you from negative spiritual energy. Putting agate by your bedside may help you have sweeter dreams.
interesting.
Interesting.
Something to like crystalline energies.
I
you know?
never.
These I seen a ghost. I never. Well, butter
My.
Tell the ghost to leave you alone, really?
well, butter my biscuits. Leave me alone, sir. Yeah, tell the ghost to leave you alone. It may sound obvious, but sometimes the most direct approach is the most helpful. Next time you feel the ghost's presence, say something like, please leave. If your ghost is really bugging you, be a bit more forceful. You're not welcome here. I command you to go.
I command you.
This is great. This is great. I do love the illustrations, Miguel. You're right. Or number 4,
We should.
give him the cold shoulder.
Talk to the hand.
Ignore them. some
Talk to the-
some ghosts just want attention. If you tend to react to creaking floorboards or unexplained whispers with "Who's there?" your ghost may feel encouraged to continue their behavior. Pretending it doesn't bother you may send the message to your ghost they should give it up. Even if
How did that work?
they should give it up. Even if you're terrified of ghosts, faking it till you make it may help you become less afraid of your ghost over time. See, Mochi Squeeze, take a note from this. Just pretend like there's nothing going on. Don't be scared. Okay. So that's it. So those are this is just like, how do you know if there's ghosts, right? But we already talked about
I
that.
almost feel like those tips weren't very helpful.
No,
No, I feel like
they weren't.
I'm ignoring you.
Maybe the first two. The first two were okay.
Yeah. So the
But,
first two are like
third and the fourth one.
the first two are like more like tangible things, and then 3 and 4 are just like vibes.
Which is funny because like the whole point that you would do one is the fact that you're probably tired of either ignoring them or
Right.
True.
or they just keep fucking with you.
True. But hey, it never hurts like when you move into a new place to actually like
Just sage,
cleanse it
yeah.
like day one. You know.
I mean, I don't generally believe a lot of that stuff, but yeah, I did it when I moved into my house. I said, why not? It doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't. Okay, so I have more stuff, but we don't really have to get to it. So how you guys feeling?
Good.
Okay, we're at like an hour and a half right now.
Spooky.
It's up to you. So you do one more thing if you want. If you want to wrap it up, you can wrap
Well,
it
it's
up.
like, a whole thing. I mean, I guess we could always like do another thing on ghosts one day. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You just save it for
Absolutely.
another time. too.
Yeah. Because I just like originally I was thinking like, all right, let's talk about haunted places in all of the states that we're in. So I looked up shit for Nevada, Utah, and Oregon, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I figured we could talk about the Zach Baggins Haunted Museum a little bit because we went.
Oh, yeah.
And I know we talked about it before, but I also looked up the history on that house that it's in, Miguel, because that's sort of a big part of that. I found it interesting. Yeah, I found some articles on it, and I was like, yeah, it might go against what Zach Baggins says, and that's kind of interesting. But I feel like that's a whole other episode. Like, we did our episode. Steven, Cherry, thank you so much, guys, giving us all your spooky tales. We learned a little bit about ghosts and what they do. So, yeah, I'm happy. I feel like we nailed it.
How to scare Steven. Just be a white lady with no eyeballs and
Right.
Was she, dude?
I'll tell you.
Steven, was she hot, though?
No, she's freaky as fuck.
she was. She wouldn't be as scary.
That's
He would have
true.
gone, oh, hello.
Yeah.
well,
Oh.
one person's scary lady is another person's sexy lady, if you know what I mean.
Bro, this is scary.
Very true.
This is every person's. Emaciated, hollowed out eyes is not.
Hell yeah, that's incredible. Cool. So let's go back to this funny ghost, and yeah, we'll put him back in there. Where's he at? Let me find him. There he is.
Very haunt me harder, says Jerry.
Oh baby, haunt me harder.
That's not what you want. Come on, Cherry.
Damn, I thought I had
It's like-
the.
My ghost is really hot.
This ghost right here just looks really scared and like sad. He might need a little
He
sexual
needs some
healing.
attention. He's being ignored.
I won't ignore you, buddy. I won't ignore
Well, we
you.
can't hug the ghost, and that's really tragic.
Can I hug you?
Every time you try to hug, it goes through.
That's true. Yeah. So, all the ghosts out there, just if you are watching this, listening to this podcast, just remember, we won't hurt you, and we would hug you if we could,
Yeah.
But don't fuck with us. You all are scary. All right. Why don't you hug each other? Because you're both ghosts. That's
that
the only
works like
message
that?
I have.
Okay. Ghost hugs.
Ghost hugs. Cool. All right. So does anyone have any endorsements today?
Yes.
It's just like
Why not?
we could podcast for
Every-
6 hours straight, and the endorsements is the hardest part.
I don't know why.
Well, I mean, it's
you
because you don't want to choose the same thing. You don't want to endorse the same
Right.
thing over and over.
Yeah.
True.
And you want to be somewhat original and maybe give somebody something to go out and, experience. It's like the Oreos. That was a good endorsement. The Oreo Coke.
That was
It
good.
was a good endorsement. It was not a good product.
No. It was
But
an
hey,
experience,
that's just
though.
one man's opinion.
I'm gonna endorse Retro City Games for hooking it up
See, there you
with
go.
the free copy of Callisto Protocol. They have a couple of locations in Vegas. I'm like slowly talking so I can,
So if you're saying if
show
I
you
drive
guys.
6.5 hours, I can
let's see here.
I can maybe catch them on free game day.
Yeah,
yes,
that might not
possibly.
be worth it,
Free
Steven.
game.
It really might not be worth it.
It might not be worth it.
Sorry, I was trying to pull up their website, but yeah, check out Retro City Games. It's a cool store. They have a lot of cool shit in there.
Oh, that's a cool cartridge.
Yes, they do have like a ton of classics in there, as well as new stuff. They have collectibles. I saw that they had in there the fucking, what is it? Like one of the Xbox like promotional like discs from like a demo they did during an E3, like shit like that is kind of cool. They also have like all sorts of consoles and controllers from like old stuff, new stuff. Place is really cool, but if you just happen to go there when they're handing out free games, that's a pretty cool time. But regardless, if you're looking for anything kind of like retro or interesting, you want to pick up a copy of your favorite game from the PlayStation 1 or something like that, go in there, check them out. A big thank you to them for just, handing me a bunch of cool free shit, man. But this was that day, actually. Look at that. This was the free day. I wonder if we're in here.
I was gonna say, what if we saw you?
Yeah,
on there?
I wonder if I am in there with Kevin and Lucy. Yeah, so cool. But yeah, no, but and then what I didn't expect is they also have a bunch of retro consoles like lined up with CRTs and stuff in the middle of the store that you can like play classic games on and shit. So really rad place. Who else would like to go?
By the way, I think I saw you at the beginning of that video, like the very beginning of it,
Oh wow, maybe it was me.
on the right side.
I'm gonna go back and look.
I think I'm gonna endorse shower speakers. They are great. I like to sing in the shower myself, and ignore everything else. And it's just a nice. I don't know. For me, it's therapeutic. Music is therapeutic. Just to sing and just not give a shit about who hears or whatever, right? So, yeah, and then shower time is just a time to relax in general. So, yeah, shower speakers are definitely, I think, a good investment.
Nice. Now I'm trying to see if I'm actually in here.
Sing in the shower.
Let's see if I am in here.
Rewind it.
I think it's like the right side.
Very, very beginning, I feel like.
Yeah. The person with a hat. Were you wearing a hat?
I don't know. Maybe.
Start over?
Like, it's likely you would be wearing a hat. I think.
You're right. I am a hat guy. That is 100% true. It's like now
I'm going to endorse the Tonopah Clown Motel in Tonopah, Nevada.
Yay!
It is a very interesting place. Like if you do not like clowns, it's probably a very horrifying place.
Noted.
But, it's very interesting, and right next door to the Clown Motel is the Tonopah Cemetery.
I'm not in there.
Which apparently you are not. Which
No.
apparently is haunted. And then next to that, like right down the street, is the Mizpah Hotel.
Yes.
Oh.
Which is supposedly haunted. It's from like the 1800s, I believe. A very nice, kind of like very old school hotel. Let's just say Tonopah in general at this point. Apparently, the colorful gentleman that helped us when we were at the Clown Motel said they get really crazy for Halloween, not just at the Clown Motel, but the entire town.
Yes.
We still need to do that at some point.
We do.
Yeah, I guess there's like an old hospital they make into a haunted house, and there's like a bunch of haunted houses and stuff that they do. They get really into it. And he had no teeth, so I believe him. and they do take, the Clown Motel does take donations of clowns that need a good home.
That's true.
If you have a clown, a figure, a drawing, a painting, something that you don't necessarily know what to do with, you don't just want to give to like a thrift store, you could send it to them, and they're always taking donations, if I'm not mistaken.
I just, like, I don't. That makes me uncomfortable a little bit.
I think it's great, and I do.
I'm not necessarily scared of clowns, but like, I don't know, it made me uneasy a little bit.
I get it. Trust me.
So, but yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that place is sick. We went for Miguel's birthday. Last year? We did the.
It was like 2 years ago now. I think.
It's 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Man, time flies, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the loop where we, go up to the Alien and like
Nevada.
the area 15 like loop basically.
So some of us wanted to go to the Area 51 sign to where it says, you could get shot. But I won't name names.
I was scared. I didn't want to go. I don't want to go up there. Make fun of me all you want. I don't care.
Everyone else in the car wanted to do it.
No, you can't get me to do dangerous things. No danger. No danger, please.
But yeah, no, Tonopah is an interesting little place.
Yeah.
Got a lot of history, like a lot of places in Nevada.
Yeah, good times, guys. So that's some good endorsements. Hell yeah. Got a lot more spooky content coming toward you this month. Come back tomorrow, which if you're watching this video, we should get it out tomorrow. So tonight, if you are watching this on YouTube, tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific time, I believe, twitch.tv/Neon Pocket Dimension, we're going to have the Portland Kevin with our buddy, of course, Gage, who could not be here tonight, joined by one or both of these other fellas next to me to talk about their experience at a gaming expo down in Portland. They said it was super cool. So we'll talk about that stuff. And then all month we have like guests lined up, all sorts of spooky content. We're going to get crazy. I'll keep filling you guys in on the horror movies. I'll have my horror spreadsheet on the description so you can follow along and check out some of the movies for yourself, all that shit. But yeah, I'm just stoked for Spooky Month. I hope you are too. I'm looking forward to all the content. Also, don't forget Neon Gaming Dimension on YouTube. We got 5 Minute Gamer coming out. We dropped that already, right? Today?
We dropped one, and we're dropping 2 a week was the plan, and then we're planning on doing, as long as you're down, to record some spooky 5 Minute Gamers.
Yes, we're gonna do some spooky 5 Minute Gamers. We're gonna do spooky game playthroughs. Miguel, you should come by when we do Phasmophobia stream. We'll do what we did last time, where like you can sit in the chair and then I'll talk, or vice versa. So yeah, we're gonna do a lot of gaming stuff for the Neon Gaming channel. So remember, at youtube.com/@ Neon Gaming Dimension. But don't forget about this channel, youtube.com/Neon Neon Pocket Dimension. We're gonna talk more about the movies and pop culture and the stuff that we were talking about now. And then of course we're gonna have the Darkcast, the week of Halloween. That's Darkcast 3. And then before that, of course, the week before Halloween will be our Monster Squad Dimension, where we have our monster buddies who will come back and do another monster-focused episode. So lots of fun shit going on. I hope you can be there. And that's all I got for everyone. Oh, and then, Twitter, it's a hellscape, but we're on there. X, whatever. At NPD Squad. Follow up on all the shit we're doing. That's all I got, man. Fuck yeah. Ghosts.
Good deal, ghosts.
Oh yeah, comment below. You haunted, dude? Tell us about your hauntings.
Just ignore them.
Ignore them.
Yeah, just ignore, give them the cold shoulder.
Yeah, give them a cold shoulder. Tell them very firmly that they need to leave.
Do this.
I
right
command
here.
you to leave.
You're like, nope.
I ain't got
Nope,
no time for you to get a ghost. He's gonna be real sad.
Burn some of this shit. All right.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly.
We love you.
What's going on in that photo?
We love you. We're gonna get the hell out of here. Thank you for watching. Everyone, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye, everyone. See you next spooky day for the next spooky episode.